We do indeed. We are here with Brian Owens. Brian, first of all, welcome to the show. You curate the performances at the World Chess Hall of Fame. Tell us a bit your work there.
Yeah, so I'm one of the music series directors, and also I'm artist in residence. So that's the cool part, because I get to do things like the Fischer piece that we did in honor of the opening ceremony and the anniversary of the Fischer-Spassky match. So, you know, just being able to really, you know, define and kind of find those places where chess and music line up and meet. They're both universal languages to me, and so I love being able to delve more into how they marry to one another. It's pretty
Tell
cool.
us a bit about that experience at the Singfield Cup. How did you come up with the idea for the song?
Well, I worked with a couple people. One guy named Adam Manis, who is one of the greatest arrangers in this city, Keon Harold, and hip-hop artist Mastermind. And what we did was we got together and I watched the Bobby Fischer documentary, and I took the different aspects of his life and we turned those into movements. And it was really cool because so much of the music that he loved was well represented in the year of 1972. So we just kind of filled in the gaps of the original music that we composed around, like, if there were a film about this moment, what would it sound like? And I think what it came out to be was pretty special. Yeah.
Did you get to train any chess in preparation for that performance?
Full disclosure, this is my chess life. I barely beat my 5-year-old daughter, which would probably make my net rating about 2.5. Okay. So hey,
that's,
you know,
pretty good.
That's pretty good. You know, so no, I mean, I've always had an affinity for the game of chess, even though I didn't play chess until later into my life. But that's how I kind of view chess. It's kind of like music in a similar way. Like, even people who've never picked up an instrument or who've never been professionally involved with the art or the craft, they understand what it is. And I think that's why, you know, our involvement from the creative space moving into how it interacts with the chess world is so sweet. I mean, there's so many correlations. They're both improvisatory. They both take strategy. So I think with those kind of elements being kind of parallel and crossover, it makes it really cool.
Absolutely. In fact, let's take a look at one of your performances right now.
Falling down. Tell me, how can you stop that old sun from shining? What makes the world go around? Yeah. How can you make a broken man?
Talk to me a bit about those moments in front of the crowd at the World Chess Hall of Fame. How do you feel at that point?
It's a really cool setting to be in. I feel like it's just big enough, just small enough. It feels like an intimate atmosphere. But you can have, obviously we had, you know, a full string quartet and piano and a band. Having people be close to the intimacy of the experience and the music, I think is a really cool thing, not just for me, but for all the artists who get to perform throughout the year in the series. And that's what we're really trying to go for, is really having music that fits the intimacy and the acoustic nature of that space. So I don't know, man, it's been a lot of fun. This is my first year. I performed on the series in years prior, but this is my first year as kind of being the music director and curator, and it's just been a lot of fun. It's been a lot, just, again, finding those correlations between chess and the creative space, and there's no shortage of them. So I think, like, being in that space it's an amazing experience. Yeah.
And how can the public interact with you guys? Do they have tickets?
Yeah, I mean, if you want,
what's the schedule?
Yeah, we have monthly shows. You can find out the schedule by going to the World Chess Hall of Fame website and checking out the music series. We have a chamber music series that Brian Woods oversees, and I oversee, I guess, the non-chamber music series. And then, you know, as we go along throughout like the rest of this year and next year, we're going to get into other experiences that we'll be providing for the community. And of course, you can check it out online through the YouTube channel and through the website with the World Chess Hall of Fame.
Brian, thank you very much for joining the show. Thank you for what you're doing with the World Chess Hall of Fame. Great work.
Absolutely. Thank you, brother.
Brian, first of all, I just got to ask a quick question, and a big thank you. I thought that your song on the Bobby Fischer was really extraordinary, one of the most original songs I've ever heard, and I loved it. I simply just absolutely loved it. And I wanted to tell you that in 1992, I visited Svetislav, Yugoslavia, where I spent time with Bobby Fischer. And he recited to me all of these lyrics of all of these songs from Motown.
Yeah.
Dude had it down. And I said, well, Bobby, you're really stunning me. Did you ever try to write a song? And he said, yes, sir, I did.
Really?
I did. I Bobby Fischer, sat down for a whole week with a paper and pen, and he said nothing came out. Because nothing happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where do you get your inspiration?
That would be the equivalent of me being like, I really love chess, and I sit down for a whole week and nothing comes out. It's the same, you know. And we talked about this, Yasha. I mean, the same way, you know, how do you get a chess genius? You can be born with the potential for greatness, but if you don't tap into it, you'll never realize it. The same amount of hours that Bobby Fischer put into becoming a chess genius, or Boris Spassky, or any number of folks who have been on that level, the people whose music you love and appreciate, they put that same amount of time into it, because it's a craft, and I believe that chess is an art and a craft.
Yeah. I
Thank
have
you,
also
Brian.
one
Please.
question. I mean, you said that you went through many documentaries before you wrote the song, and actually I was wondering what impressed you the most from what you've seen about Bobby Fischer, or what you've heard about the match, anything which kind of impressed you.
So, this is, how do I put this? Bobby Fischer had a little gangster in him. You know, so like that's what I really got from those documentaries, is that, you know, Bobby Fischer had a little gangster in him, and it's a very American, like the way in which he approached the game and approached his brand was quintessentially American. But I also had compassion for seeing him in those moments of loneliness, living that life, being isolated, and being so locked into one thing. So I think you kind of see the blessing and the curse of it, him winning the match and his life completely changing because he can no longer be that isolated person. So I don't know, like it's like I see the gentle gangster.
Rebel with a cause.
Yes.
Brian, thank you for
Thank you so
all
much.
Thanks for
that
having
you
me, guys.
do, and we will see you at the World Chess Hall of Fame. Love those dinners where you share about the many musical artists that came from St. Louis.
Yes.
I was stunned by the depth and history of the city where music is concerned. Thank you so much.
Chess and music, that's what we're going to be known for.
That's great. A
Thank you
combination.
for the education.
Indeed.